Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and sisters, I have a very simple yet powerful message for you today. No matter where you are in life, no matter how far you think you've drifted, it is never too late to fix your heart and return to Allah. Some of us feel broken. We feel unworthy. We tell ourselves, I've done too much wrong. Allah will never forgive me. Let me tell you something. That thought itself is from shaitan, because Allah has promised in the Quran, O my servants who have wronged themselves, do not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. That is not my statement. That is the word of Allah Himself. So, stop punishing yourself and thinking you're not worthy. You are worthy because you are still alive. And as long as you are alive, the doors of mercy are wide open for you. The very first step to fixing your relationship with your Creator is perhaps the simplest of all, yet for many it feels like the hardest. It is to admit honestly and humbly that you need Him and to turn back to Him. Many of us deep down already know when we've drifted. We feel that ache in our hearts when we are alone, the guilt that creeps in after certain choices, the sense that something is missing no matter what else we try to fill it with. Sometimes we've been ignoring that feeling for years. Sometimes we've built walls around our hearts to stop it from hurting so much. And sometimes we have even convinced ourselves that we've done too much wrong, that we've wandered too far, that it's too late to come back. But here is the truth. The moment you decide you want to fix things, your Creator is already waiting to welcome you back. His mercy does not have a time limit. His forgiveness does not have a cut-off point. His love for you has not run out, not even close. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to wait until you become better first. You don't need to wait for the next Friday or the next Ramadan or for some dramatic event in your life. You can start right here, right now, no matter who you are or what you've done. And you don't need anyone else to see you or hear you. You don't need perfect words. You don't need a special place. This is between you and Him, and that is what makes it so beautiful. So find a quiet moment. Switch off your phone. Block out the noise. Sit somewhere you won't be disturbed, whether it's your bedroom, your car, even just a quiet corner somewhere. Take a deep breath and start talking to Him. Speak honestly. Speak from the heart. Tell Him what you've been carrying, even though He already knows it. Say everything you've been too afraid to admit. You can start with something as simple as, I know I've made mistakes. I know I've been neglecting you. I feel lost and I don't know where to start. But I am sorry. I want to come back. Please forgive me. Please guide me. And please help me become better. It might not feel perfect. You might cry. You might stumble over your words. You might even feel unsure at first. But don't worry about how it sounds. Just focus on being sincere. That sincerity is all that matters. To help us understand how much this means to our Creator, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, shared a powerful example. He told us that God is even happier when one of His servants turns back to Him than a man who was traveling through the desert, lost and alone, thinking he was going to die. Then, suddenly, he finds his lost camel carrying all his food and water. The joy and relief that man feels in that moment is nothing compared to how much joy God feels when you come back to Him. Think about that for a moment. You might feel ashamed, you might feel broken, you might even feel like a failure, yet God is happy to see you return. He is not angry at you for leaving. He does not throw your mistakes back in your face. He does not turn you away. In fact, He runs to meet you as soon as you take even one step toward Him. So why wait? Every day you wait is a day wasted in regret. Every day you put it off is a day of carrying the same pain and guilt. You can begin your healing now. And remember, this step is not about becoming perfect overnight. It's not about pretending that you'll never slip again. It's simply about saying, I don't want to keep living this way. I want to start making my way back to you. That decision, that quiet, sincere decision in your heart is enough to change the course of your entire life. It is the beginning of hope, of peace, of a future where your heart feels alive again. So don't wait for a more convenient time. Don't wait for someone to tell you that you're worthy. Don't wait for a tragedy to wake you up. You are alive. And as long as you are alive, the door to your Creator's mercy is open, wider than you can ever imagine. Take the first step today. Speak to Him, admit where you went wrong, ask for His help. Trust that He is listening, and know that He is already reaching out to you, ready to forgive, ready to guide you, and ready to fill your heart with a peace you may not have felt in years. And that is the first and most important step. Just turn back to Him. Once you've made the decision to turn back to your Creator, the next most important thing you can do is to fix your prayer. This is not just a suggestion, it is the foundation of your relationship with Him. Prayer is more than just a ritual you perform out of habit or obligation. It is your lifeline. It is the most direct and intimate connection you have with the One who created you. 5 times a day, you are given the chance to pause, to put aside the chaos of the world, and to stand in front of Him, just you and Him. It is your private meeting, your safe space, your moment to unload all your worries, your gratitude, your fears, your hopes. Yet so many of us neglect this gift. We rush through it, we delay it, we skip it altogether. Sometimes we convince ourselves that we are too busy. Sometimes we feel unworthy to even stand in front of Him. And sometimes we simply fall into laziness and forget what a blessing it truly is. But here is the reality. Prayer is not a burden that God places on you. It is a mercy that He gives to you. It is a way for your soul to breathe. It is a way to realign yourself when you feel lost. It is a way to cleanse your heart 5 times a day and keep it soft, alive, and at peace. If you want to fix your relationship with Him, you cannot leave out prayer. It is the single most powerful step you can take to change your life. Even if you are struggling with other things, even if you are caught up in bad habits, even if your heart still feels heavy, do not let go of your prayer. Keep showing up, even when you feel unworthy, especially when you feel unworthy. Because every time you stand before Him in prayer, you are proving to yourself and to Him that you are trying, you are acknowledging that you need Him. And that alone is incredibly valuable in His eyes. Don't let the whispers in your head convince you that you need to be perfect before you pray. You don't. Prayer is not just for the pious. It is also for the broken, the struggling, the sinner who wants to find their way back. So make a promise to yourself. Starting today, I will do my best to pray my 5 daily prayers on time. Even if you have to set alarms, even if it feels hard at first, even if you miss one and have to make it up, keep trying. That effort is seen and it counts. You will notice something incredible when you commit to this step. Slowly, other parts of your life will begin to improve as well. Your heart will feel lighter. Your habits will change. Your thoughts will become clearer. You will find a sense of calm that nothing else in this world can give you. It won't happen overnight. Some days you might feel like giving up, but remember, every single prayer you pray is like watering a seed. Little by little, those seeds will grow into something beautiful in your heart. So start now. Don't wait until you feel completely ready. Don't wait until everything else in your life is perfect. Just begin one prayer at a time. Show up for your Creator because He is always there waiting for you to turn to Him. Even if you stumble, even if you keep making mistakes, keep coming back to prayer. Because prayer is not just an obligation, it is your refuge, your strength, and the most powerful way to keep your heart connected to Him. Fix your prayer, and you will begin to fix your heart. After you've turned back to your Creator and committed yourself to praying, the next step is to work on something just as important, your heart. The heart is where everything begins. Every thought, every word, every action you take starts from what is inside you. If your heart is filled with light, with love, with humility, it will show in everything you do. But if your heart is heavy, filled with anger, jealousy, grudges and pride, it will only make you feel more distant from Him and from the people around you. That's why one of the most important things you can do as you rebuild your relationship with God is to start cleaning your heart from within. Begin by asking yourself honestly, what am I holding on to? Many of us carry so much weight in our hearts. We hold grudges against people who have wronged us. We replay old wounds and refuse to forgive. We compare ourselves to others and feel jealous of their blessings. We look down on others for their mistakes and feel proud of our own good deeds. All of this, every grudge, every bitter thought, every ounce of pride, it poisons your heart and makes it harder to feel at peace. You might pray, you might say all the right words, but if your heart is full of resentment and arrogance, you will always feel something is missing. So make the choice to start letting go. Not for their sake, but for yours. When you forgive someone who hurt you, you're not saying what they did was right. You're simply saying, I refuse to let this pain control me anymore. I will leave it to God to judge them, and I will move on with my own life. Likewise, when you see someone else being blessed in ways you are not, instead of asking, why not me? Say, I am happy for them, and I trust that my Creator has something good planned for me too. Jealousy is a heavy burden to carry. Gratitude is light. Choose gratitude every time. And when you feel yourself becoming proud, thinking that you are better than others, that your good deeds make you superior, remind yourself, everything you have is a gift from God. Your faith, your strength, your ability to even pray and repent, all of it comes from Him. The moment you think you are self-sufficient, you've already lost your way. Cleaning your heart is not something you do once and forget about. It's something you must work on every single day. Take a few minutes each night before you sleep to reflect. Is there anyone I have wronged today? Is there anyone I still need to forgive? Did I look down on someone? Did I envy someone? Then quietly ask God to help you purify your heart, to fill it with kindness, patience, and sincerity, to remove the bitterness, the arrogance, and the jealousy. The more you do this, the more you will feel your heart soften. You will find it easier to smile at others, easier to forgive, easier to focus in your prayers. You will feel lighter, freer, more at peace. Because at the end of the day, your Creator does not look at how you appear on the outside, or how much you own, or how perfect your life seems. He looks at your heart, and if your heart is clean, you have already succeeded. So keep working on it, one day at a time. Clean your heart, and you will feel your connection to Him grow stronger and stronger. Cleaning your heart is a lifelong journey. It is not something that happens overnight, nor is it something you will ever fully finish in this world. Every day the heart is tested. Every day you will encounter situations that try to pull you back into anger, resentment, jealousy, or arrogance. And that is part of the test of life. What matters is that you keep trying. Every time you feel your heart hardening, take it as a sign that it's time to pause and realign yourself. Sometimes that means distancing yourself from people or environments that keep fueling those bad feelings. Sometimes it means actively reminding yourself of your blessings and counting them one by one until gratitude takes over. And sometimes it simply means sitting quietly and asking God to heal you from the inside out. One of the most beautiful ways to clean your heart is through acts of kindness, even toward people who don't deserve it. Smile at someone, make a small sacrifice for someone else's comfort. Speak kindly about someone behind their back instead of criticizing them. When you train your heart to see the good in others, you train it to see the good in yourself too. Another way to soften your heart is to spend time reflecting on the reality of life. No matter how much we fight, no matter how much we compete, no matter how much we hold grudges, all of us are just passing through this world. One day we will all stand before God with nothing but our hearts and our deeds. The people you are jealous of will not take your blessings. The people you are angry at will face their own reckoning. The people you look down on may be far ahead of you in His sight. When you truly internalize that, you start to realize how pointless it is to fill your heart with negativity. You start to see how freeing it is to forgive, to let go, to focus only on what you can control, your own words, your own actions, your own heart. There will be days when you slip. There will be moments when you feel the old feelings coming back, when someone hurts you and you feel that anger rise, or when someone else's success stings a little because you wish it were yours. That's normal. You are human. What matters is that you catch yourself, that you don't allow those feelings to settle and grow. Replace them with a silent prayer. God, help me forgive. Help me be content. Help me see the good. Over time, you will notice a difference. The things that used to bother you won't feel as heavy. The grudges you thought you could never let go of will fade into the past. Your relationships will improve, not just with people, but with yourself, and most importantly, with your Creator. Because a clean heart is not only about how you treat others, it's also about how you see Him. When your heart is clean, you trust Him more. You stop questioning His plan for you. You stop feeling bitter about what you don't have, and you start noticing all the blessings you do have. And when you meet Him one day, it won't be your wealth or your status or even your words that matter most. It will be the state of your heart. And if your heart is clean, sincere, and filled with humility, then you have already won. So keep working at it. Every day, take stock of your heart. Forgive often. Let go of what you cannot change. Be happy for others. Be patient with yourself. And always ask Him to purify you. Because nothing will bring you closer to Him, and nothing will bring you more peace in this life and the next than a heart that is clean. The heart, as scholars have described, is like a mirror. If it becomes covered in dust and dirt, the dirt of grudges, the dust of pride, the stains of envy, then it can no longer reflect light. The light of faith, the light of guidance struggles to reach a heart that is clouded with negativity. But when you clean it, when you keep polishing it every day with good intentions, with forgiveness, with humility, it begins to shine again. And once it shines, it becomes easier to see the truth, easier to feel at peace, easier to love and to be loved. Think about the times you've held on to anger, how heavy it felt, how it consumed your thoughts, how it even affected your sleep. And then think about how you felt on the rare occasion when you finally forgave someone, or when you let go of something you were clinging to. Remember that feeling of relief, of lightness, of quiet inside your chest. That is the natural state of a clean heart, and that is the state you should aim to return to every single day. Cleaning your heart also makes your worship more meaningful. When you come to prayer with a heart full of resentment or arrogance, it is harder to focus, harder to feel that connection with your Creator. But when you come with a heart that has been softened by forgiveness and gratitude, you will find that even a short prayer can feel deep and powerful. One of the traps that many of us fall into is thinking that cleaning your heart makes you weak, that forgiving people means you let them walk all over you, or that letting go of competition means you'll fall behind. In reality, it is the opposite. Cleaning your heart takes strength. Forgiving someone who hurt you is not a sign of weakness. It is proof that you trust God enough to let Him deal with justice while you free yourself of that burden. Letting go of envy doesn't mean you stop striving for good things. It means you strive in a healthy way, with contentment and trust that what is meant for you will come to you. Another point to remember is that a clean heart helps you leave a better legacy. People may not always remember what you said or what you owned, but they will never forget how you made them feel. A person who is kind, humble, forgiving, and generous leaves behind memories that live on long after they are gone. And on the day of judgment, you will be grateful that you chose to clean your heart rather than let it harden, because it is the pure heart that your Creator values most. So what are some practical ways to keep cleaning your heart? Start by making it a habit to pray for the people who have wronged you. At first it will feel strange, even painful, but over time you'll find that you can wish good for them and leave the rest to God. Be deliberate about gratitude. Every day, list at least one thing you are thankful for. Gratitude is like water for the heart. It keeps it alive. Surround yourself with positive influences. Spend time with people who remind you to be kind, humble, and forgiving. Stay away from those who thrive on gossip, anger, or competition. And always make it part of your nightly routine to reflect. Ask yourself, whom do I need to forgive today? What negativity do I need to let go of? Where do I need to humble myself? Little by little, you'll find that your heart becomes lighter, softer, and more open. The same things that used to bother you won't hold the same power over you anymore. And the more you clean your heart, the more you'll feel your connection to God grow. Because at the end of the day, this journey back to Him is not just about outward actions. It's about returning with a heart that is pure, sincere, and full of love for Him and for His creation. Keep polishing your heart every single day. It may take effort, but it is worth it. Because a clean heart is the key to peace in this life and eternal success in the next. Once you've turned back to your Creator, once you've begun to establish your prayers and started to clean your heart, there is one more mindset you need to embrace, and it may be the most important of all. You must commit to keep moving forward, no matter what. One of the biggest traps that people fall into when trying to rebuild their connection with God is expecting immediate perfection. They imagine that as soon as they repent and pray, everything will suddenly feel easy and they'll never fall again. So when they inevitably slip, when they miss a prayer, lose their temper, fall back into an old habit, they feel crushed. They think, what's the point? I'm a failure, I'll never change. And then they give up completely. But this is not how it works. Change takes time. Growth takes time. And your Creator knows that. This journey you're on is not meant to be a straight, smooth path. It is a road with bumps, with detours, with moments where you feel like you're going backward. And that's okay. What matters is not that you never stumble. What matters is that every time you do, you stand back up and keep going. There will be days when your heart feels heavy again. There will be nights when you miss your prayer. There will be moments when you feel anger or jealousy rise up despite all your efforts to clean your heart. You might even fall back into mistakes you thought you'd left behind. But none of that erases the progress you've made unless you let it. When a child is learning to walk, they don't stand up and run perfectly the first time. They fall, they trip, they cry. But they get up again and again and again, and eventually they learn. In the same way, every slip you experience on this journey is not the end. It's just another lesson, another step toward becoming stronger. Don't let guilt convince you to stop trying. Guilt, if handled properly, can be a blessing because it reminds you to turn back. But if you let guilt fester into despair, that is when you risk losing your way. Remember, even when you make a mistake, you are still closer to God than you were before you began this journey, because at least now you care enough to feel regret and want to do better. Keep reminding yourself of why you started. Keep your focus on your Creator, not on your mistakes. Don't compare yourself to others who seem ahead of you. Everyone is walking their own path, facing their own battles that you cannot see. And don't wait to feel ready before you take your next step. Read a little more Quran today, even if it's just one verse. Say an extra prayer tonight, even if it feels small. Smile at someone, forgive someone, show kindness in a way you didn't yesterday. These small steps, day after day, build up into something powerful. Some days you'll feel like you're moving fast. Other days you'll feel like you're crawling, but as long as you're moving, you're growing. And that's what matters. So keep moving forward. Keep trying, even when it's hard. Keep trusting that your Creator sees every effort you make, even the ones no one else sees. And along the way, don't forget to acknowledge the progress you've already made. Too often, we only focus on how far we still have to go, and we forget to appreciate how far we've already come. Think back to where you were before you turned back to your Creator. Maybe back then you didn't even care about missing a prayer. Maybe your heart felt completely numb. Maybe you didn't even realize you needed to change. But now, you feel it. Now you care. Now you want to improve. That in itself is a sign of His mercy on you. That in itself is a reason to keep going, even on the days when you feel like you're failing. And don't underestimate the power of even the smallest steps forward. Sometimes we imagine that change has to be dramatic to matter, that you have to memorize entire chapters of the Quran overnight, that you have to give up every single bad habit in one instant. But real change often comes quietly. One prayer prayed on time. One bad word you hold back. One sincere apology to someone you hurt. The people who succeed on this path are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who never quit. They are the ones who refuse to stay down after a mistake, who pick themselves up again and again no matter how many times they stumble. You will have moments of weakness. Everyone does. Even the best of people made mistakes and felt regret. But what separates those who reach their destination from those who don't is what they do after they fall. When you fall, don't let it become an excuse to spiral back into old habits. Don't let one missed prayer turn into days of neglect. Don't let one moment of anger undo all the work you've done on your heart. Instead, take it as a reminder that you are human and that this journey is about progress, not perfection. And always remember that your Creator sees your effort. Even the struggle you feel in your chest when you force yourself to wake up early, even the tears you shed quietly in the middle of the night, even the thoughts you fight when no one else knows about them, all of it is recorded. Nothing is wasted. So when you feel tired, remind yourself of why you started. When you feel discouraged, remind yourself of how far you've come. And when you feel like giving up, remind yourself of who you're doing this for, the one who created you, the one who never gives up on you, the one who is waiting for you to keep moving toward Him. This path is long, and at times it will feel lonely, but you are not walking it alone. With every step you take, you are being guided, watched, and helped in ways you cannot even see. So no matter how slow you feel, no matter how heavy your heart feels, no matter how many times you've fallen before, keep moving forward. And as you keep moving, you will begin to notice something amazing. And as you keep moving forward, you'll notice that change comes in ways you didn't expect. At first, it may feel like nothing is happening. You may wonder if all this effort is even making a difference. You may still feel the same struggles inside, still hear the same whispers of doubt, still find yourself stumbling over the same mistakes, but little by little your heart begins to shift. One day, you'll realize you feel calmer than you used to. You'll notice that the things which once angered you so easily now seem trivial. You'll find yourself more patient, more grateful, more at peace, even when life around you is still imperfect. That is what growth looks like. It is not loud or obvious, it is quiet, subtle, and deeply powerful. But you have to trust the process. Don't rush it. Don't expect to undo years of bad habits overnight. Healing takes time. Strength takes time. Consistency is what shapes your heart, not intensity that fades after a few days. You might even find that the people around you start to notice. They may say you seem softer, more composed, more grounded. Or they may not say anything at all, but you'll know because you'll feel it in the way you respond to challenges, in the way you sleep at night, in the way you carry yourself through the day. It's also important to prepare yourself for the tests that will come. The path of returning to your Creator is not always smooth. Sometimes it feels like the moment you decide to change, life throws more difficulties your way. That's not a sign you're failing, it's often a sign you're on the right track. Challenges don't come to push you away from Him, they come to bring you closer, to strengthen you, to cleanse you even more. So when hardship comes, don't stop. Don't let it make you doubt yourself or your journey. Keep walking. Remind yourself that everyone who ever reached the end of this path went through trials. Nobody walked it without falling, without struggling, without feeling tired. The difference is they didn't stop. And along the way, keep nourishing your soul. Spend time with the Quran, even if it's just a few minutes a day. Surround yourself with reminders of faith, good friends, inspiring words, quiet reflection. Avoid the things that pull you backward, toxic habits, destructive company, distractions that waste your energy. Every step you take, no matter how small it seems, is building something greater than you can imagine. You may not see it yet, but your Creator sees it. Every tear you shed out of regret, every time you bite your tongue instead of saying something hurtful, every time you force yourself to pray when you feel lazy, all of it counts. And each time you slip, each time you feel like you're going backwards, remember, it is never too late to stand up and take the next step forward again. Because this journey isn't about how many times you fell, it's about how many times you stood back up. So keep moving forward. Keep pushing through the moments of doubts, the whispers of failure, the heaviness in your heart. Trust that with every sincere step, you are being drawn closer to Him, even if you cannot see it yet. And slowly, as you keep walking, you will begin to realize something profound about yourself, about your faith, and about the one you've been walking toward all along. And as you keep moving forward, despite all the stumbles, despite all the doubts, you'll begin to notice something truly remarkable. Your heart feels alive again. At first, it may only be fleeting moments, a quiet sense of calm during prayer, a tear you weren't expecting when hearing a verse of the Quran, a strange peace settling over you even in the middle of a storm. But those moments will grow. Slowly but surely, they will become a part of you. You'll start to realize that your past mistakes don't define you anymore. They're no longer chains holding you down. They've become lessons that pushed you toward your Creator. You'll see that the pain you once carried has softened your heart instead of hardening it. You'll feel lighter, more focused, more hopeful. And you'll understand that this journey, this long, sometimes lonely, often difficult journey was never just about reaching some final destination. It was about what it shaped in you along the way. It was about learning to lean on Him in your weakest moments, about trusting Him even when you couldn't see the path ahead, about realizing that every single step you took toward Him was already a step of success. And you realize that He was with you the entire time. Every time you fell, every time you stood back up, every time you cried alone, He was watching, guiding, forgiving, waiting for you to keep walking toward Him. You'll come to see that it was never about walking perfectly. It was always about walking sincerely. So keep moving forward. Keep walking even when it's slow, even when it feels like you can't see the end, because the one you are walking toward has already promised that He is closer than you think. And when you finally look back at how far you've come, you'll understand why every step was worth it. My brothers and sisters, everything we've spoken about, turning back to your Creator, fixing your prayer, cleaning your heart, and keeping yourself moving forward, is not just a set of steps to tick off a list. Together, they form the foundation of a whole new way of living, a way of living with purpose, peace, and closeness to the one who created you. This is not a path reserved for saints or scholars. This is for you, for anyone who has ever felt broken, for anyone who has ever thought they were too far gone, for anyone who has stood in the dark and wondered if the light would ever reach them again. Because it will. And it already is even now. By listening, by reflecting, by wanting to change, you've already begun walking toward that light. Do not let the whispers of despair convince you that your mistakes define you. They don't. Your Creator defines you, and He has already told you that His mercy is greater than all of your sins combined, that His forgiveness is always available, that His door never closes as long as you are alive. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. If you've been waiting for the perfect time, this is it. If you've been waiting to feel ready, know this. Readiness comes after you start, not before. Start where you are, with what you have. Take one step, however small it may feel, and trust that He sees you, that He hears you, and that He will guide you the rest of the way. And as you move forward, remember that you are not alone. Millions before you have walked this same road, stumbled in the same places, cried the same tears, and found the same mercy waiting for them. You are part of that story now. So don't let another day pass you by wishing you had done better. Don't wait for the perfect moment to fix your heart. Don't tell yourself you'll start tomorrow or next Friday or next Ramadan. Start today. Start now. Because your Creator is waiting for you with open arms. It's never too late to return to Him. It's never too late to fix your heart. It's never too late to become the person you were always meant to be. The first step is yours to take, and when you take it, you will find that He has already taken many steps toward you. So get up, turn back, and walk toward Him sincerely, humbly, and with hope, because you are never too far gone, and you are never too late.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.